My dear students, welcome back to the lectures of data structures. In this video lecture, we are going to look at another topic called collision resolution techniques. So first of all, we'll understand what is collision, and if collision occurs, what are the techniques we are going to use here. We will understand very clearly. See here, first we will see what is collision. Collision means, we will take with an example. Consider this is a hash table, and we have index values of 0, 1, 2, and 3. Consider I have elements of 10, 20, and 30. So if I consider the table size we have taken here very small, and let us consider the table size and so on 10 also. The table size is also 10. So if I go through the division method, what I will do, I will divide the key value, whatever the value I am going to insert into the hash table. I will divide that with our table size. Table size is 10. 10 modulus of 10. Remainder will be 0. 0 means what? In this position I have to be placed. 10 I have to position. The element 10 must be placed in the 0th place, 0th index value. What about 20? For 20 also we will get index value as 0, right? For 20 also we will get the remainder 0. So now we have to place 20 also here, but collision is there. Already that position is already filled with 10 elements. So if a particular field, or otherwise if a particular hash table field is already filled with some other element, then if I want to place another element in the same field, so there might be a chance of collision. So to avoid that collision, we are going to have some techniques called open hashing and closed hashing. There are many names for open hashing: chaining, bucket hashing, or linked list collision. And for closed hashing, there are names like open addressing and linear probing also. So we will understand now what is open hashing or chaining. See, this is very simple method to resolve a collision. Which is called chaining. Chaining is nothing but a simple method to resolve a collision. This is also called as open hashing. There are many other names for open hashing. I told you open hashing, chaining, bucket hashing, linked list collision. There are many methods. We will see now what is this open hashing or chaining. We'll understand. See, we are given with a hash table of size from 0 to 9. That means I already told you, if it is 0 to 9 means we have to take the table size as 10. So we will take the table size as 10. And what about the value? These are the key values given here. 10, 12, 82, 43, like that we are given with some values. So all the values are here. Now we are going to place all the values in the hash table. What I will do, we will take remainder method only, division method only. What we will do, we will take the first one, we will divide that value with remainder, we will get the remainder as 0. Like that, for each and every value we will get the reminders. So I am going to place these values, place these values in these index values, in these index places. So we will see now whether we have placed them or not. We will see. See here, 10 we have placed here in the index place 0. Both 12 and 82 we have placed at the index value of 12. Like that, we have placed 3 more elements here. We have placed 3 elements also. We placed one element, and some fields are empty also. Some fields are empty. See, 1 is empty and 5 is empty. So like that, some fields are empty also. So actually what we are doing here, we are implementing the linked list concept, and we are using pointers. And we are, with the help of pointers, we are adding any number of elements. If more number of elements comes to the chooses the same field. So if multiple key values has got the remainder 0, we need to place them in the 0. So for that purpose we need extra pointers, extra linked lists and all. So this is how we are going to maintain if a collision is occur, or otherwise if collision occurs, we can follow the method like this, which is called as open hashing. And this is called as linked list collision. This is also called as linked list collision. Why it is called as linked list collision? Why? Because here we are having we are implementing the concept of linked list with the help of pointers. We are attaching multiple number of key values like this. So this is called linked list collision. See, collision resolution can be achieved by using the above method. Advantages, these are the advantages we are having. So what are the advantages we are having? All the keys can be searched quickly. We can go for searching all the key values very quickly. Insertion and deletion process will also be easier, and it uses dynamic storage management. It is suitable in the applications where there are number of key values vary. So whenever if we get more number of key values, in the situation we can use this collision resolution mechanism, which is called linked list collision. And there is a drawback also. Maintaining this linked list and extra storage space will be the drawback here. That is the drawback for linked list collision. And there is another method. We will also see that method also. So see, the other method is called closed hashing or linear probing. So you'll understand with the example what is closed hashing or linear probing. When two records demand the same bucket. So what is bucket here? So I told you, right, in hash table we have places from 0 to 9. So 0 is one bucket, 1 is another bucket, 2 is another bucket, like that. So if two records demand the same bucket, then collision can be solved by placing second record linearly down. So I'll explain you what is this. What happens, suppose consider we have an index value of 131, and we have a key value of 131, and we also have a key value of 11. So if I divide this 131 with 10, or if I divide this 11 with 10, what I will get? Remainder. In both the cases I will get only one only, right? So here 131 is already filled. What about 11? I am not implementing the previous mechanism here. What is linked list collision? So without linked list collision also we can store the records. The method is we can go for choosing the next empty place. So 131, right? 131 and 131 is already stored in the place of one index value, and 11 is also demanding the same bucket. Now what we will do, if 11 is also demanding same bucket, we will make, or otherwise we will store this record in the next empty place. If second place is empty, we will store in that place. If second place is not empty, if second place is already filled with some other bucket, some other key value, then we will go for third place. Like that, I will go for linear probing, linear searching. So I will search linearly. Whichever the field is empty, I will store my value there. That is how I am going to follow a mechanism called linear probing. See, here we have two values, 15 and 25. Demand same bucket. Why? Because when we divide this 15 and 25 with the same table size 10, you will get the remainder as 0, right? For 15 remainder is 0, for 25 also the remainder is 0. What I will do now, if both the values get the remainder 0, then I have to place both the records in the place of 0th record, right? 0th index value. So what I will do, so not 15, for 15 and 25 the index value, the remainder will be 5. For 15 and 25 the remainder will be 5. So what I will do, at the place of 5, what is the first value? 15 is already stored. Now I cannot store this 25 in the place of 15. What I will do now, I will go for the next empty place. Next place is filled with the 16, and after that the next place is null. So I will place the 25 there. So we can also go for this method to avoid collisions, and these are the methods which are mainly for avoiding collision only. So this is one of the method. And see, if I do like this, if I choose linear probing, if I choose the second method called linear probing, what happens here? Closed hashing. This is also called as closed hashing or linear probing. What happens? Suppose if it is overflow, consider there is no empty place. If there is no empty place, if all the places got filled, then where I will store my value? If all the places got filled. So if all the places got filled, I will store my value, I will store my record where I will store by record, I will see here. See here we have the situation, 25 we have placed. Why? Because index value is 5. 15 also demanding the same bucket, and we have chosen that's linear places. Linear places means next positions are already occupied with some other values. That situation is called overflow. So to handle this, we'll move back to the bucket 0, and the location is empty. We will place 28 will be placed there. We will see the linear places first. If no linear place is empty, I will go from 0 place onwards. Again, starting onwards, I will search. So I will find the empty place and I will search. So there is a problem here. See here, the drawback of closed hashing is clustering. What do you mean by clustering? See, we are able to here. What is happening is all the data elements are grouping at the same place. Otherwise, all the data elements in some positions, most of the positions are empty. You see here, I will show you the example. What is this clustering? I will show you with an example. See here we have in this table we have cluster is formed. See, in this table we have cluster is formed at in the beginning fields. Cluster is formed. Cluster means what? Group of elements are stored at one place and the remaining positions are empty. See, the rest of the table is empty, and here we have 2 elements. We store 2 elements here. So that is the problem here. All the elements are grouping at one particular place, and this is called clustering. So for this also we have a solution. For clustering also we have a solution. So what is the solution for clustering? There are solutions. The following are the solutions for the clustering problems. What are the solutions? We have quadratic probing. Other one is double hashing or rehashing. So there are 2 methods or 2 solutions for clustering problem. If clustering occurs, if then all the data are grouped together at the same place, all the data elements are grouped together at the same place, we can go for quadratic probing. What is quadratic probing? We use this formula. Key value equal to hash of key plus I square modulus of n. So modulus of m means table size here. M is the table size, and key value I square means we will start substituting from 0, 1, 2 and 3. I will show you with an example. This is a list of elements, and we will fill the hash table by using division method step by step. Okay, we will see the method. Here how we have filled the values, we will see now. So 17 has placed at index 7. Why? Because 7 has already 37. So 17 is demanding the bucket of 7, index 7, but 7 is already stored with 37. So we will apply quadratic probing for 17. How we will apply quadratic probing? Our key value is 17. First, initially we will keep 17 modulus of 0 square. This is not plus this is not plus I square. This is modulus of I square. So initially I have kept I value as 0. 17 modulus 0 square. Sorry, 1. This is plus, right? Formula, please write down the formula. This is 17 plus 0 square. We have written wrong here. 17 plus 0 square. Hash of key plus I square modulus of m. 17 plus 0 square. First we have substitute I value as 0, so that we have got the value as index value as 7. So 7 we will not choose. Why? Because it is already there. We will keep I value as 1, so that we have got 8. Since still see here we have got first value is 7 and second value is 8. We will go for 7. If 7 is already filled, we will go for I value 1. I value 1, substitute I value 1, and you will get some value. So please store that key value in the bucket of 8. So if bucket 8 is empty here, that's why we have placed 17 at 8th bucket. So if another element also demands, the same bucket, you go for quadratic probing. Quadratic probing means please apply the formula hash of key equal to hash of key plus I square modulus of m. So this is the formula you apply and you will get one index value. Place the record in that index value. That is how we can do. This is the example for bucket hashing. What is this? The clustering problem solution is, this is the solution for clustering problem. I told you there are two solutions for the clustering problem. One is quadratic probing, other one is double hashing or rehashing. And there is another method called another method. What is another method? Rehashing or double hashing. See here we are going to use two formulas. Previously we used only one formula, key modulus of table size. So here we will apply the first formula. If first formula is not suitable, we will apply the second formula. Modulus of m minus m is table size. Table size minus key value modulus of table size. So if I apply both the formulas, if I will choose the first for the first formula, if I am not able to find out the correct bucket value, so I will go for choosing the next formula, so that I will go for this is a technique called double hashing. 2 times we are applying a hashing formula, that is what is called double hashing. So this is about collision resolution techniques and clustering solutions. There are 2 types of collision resolution techniques, closed hashing and open hashing. And there are many difficulties here. One of the thing is clustering. The problems for the solutions for the clustering is one is quadratic probing, second one is double hashing or rehashing. These are the things I would like to explain you. We'll meet in the next video lecture. Thank you.